It is time to talk weekly sports with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Dan Manucci of Fox Sports 910 AM Phoenix, Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B. So, Mr. Manucci, so there we go. I got to make sure I say that right there.
Reporting for duty, sir. How are you?
I love this. And people have to realize this is all off the cuff. We never know what we're talking about. So I get to start the party with this way, is that Notre Dame took care of Clemson this past weekend. What in the world happened there, my friend? What happened there?
Well, Notre Dame's on a roll, and that's two upsets the last 2 weeks for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, which pretty much put Clemson down as far as the rankings are concerned. And then you had Tennessee taking on Georgia. Number 1 Tennessee taking on number 3 Georgia. Now, excuse me. Who won the national title last year? Oh, that's right, Georgia. So that chip on their shoulder, Brad, was a boulder on their shoulder that said, not in my house. Down in Athens, they whooped up on Tennessee pretty good. So Definitely. Now it's Georgia is now number 1. And when you look at the college football playoff rankings, deservedly so, that Georgia looks to be Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan. Tennessee didn't fall too far. They fell down to number 5.
Yeah.
But how about this? You got 3, kind of 1, 2, 3 Pac-12 teams. I call it the Pac-12 football league, if you will, because nobody really plays any defense whatsoever. You got Oregon, and you got UCLA, and then you got University of Southern California, which the folks at UCLA, they call them University of Second Choice.
Yeah.
So the top 3 are from the Pac-12, question mark, question mark, question mark. And you've got 5 Pac-12 teams that are in the top 25. So pretty good weekend for the Pac-12. But, Georgia looks to be the odds-on favorite. And then Alabama, say it ain't so, lost their 2nd game of the year.
It's crazy. It's crazy out there. I want to throw this in there, but I believe my Fighting Irish has the best-looking coach in college football right now. He's a good-looking guy. I got to tell you. Good-looking, handsome guy. Just so I want you to know.
Are you a Notre Dame grad? I thought you were a Catawba Tech Red Raider grad. I didn't meet the memo.
Wow. You went
seriously?
there. So, Notre Dame all the way. Irish, Fighting Irish. So, okay. The reason I want to bring up that first, because I hate to bring up the second thing on my mind, and that is starting to GoFundMe so the Cardinals can get tickets to the Super Bowl, because they ain't going. I'm just, right now, do they have a chance at going or not?
Well, technically speaking, mathematically speaking, especially the K-State math, yes, they have a shot, Bradley, but how often does a snowball have a chance going through hell either? Okay, so we'll look at that standpoint. Just really the same old mistakes. And quite frankly, this is on Cliff Kingsbury. To see the same old mistakes week in and week out. 7, count them, Bradley, 7 pre-snap penalties on this offense this last game, this 31-21 loss that they had this past weekend.
Yeah.
And then they have 12 penalties on top of it. And then Kyler Murray, he fumbles it again at the end of the first half, where they technically have a chance to go take the lead at halftime. And here's another measurement of a head coach and his staff when you look at it. The Arizona Cardinals, trailing at halftime. Brad, you sitting down? I can see you are. Put that seatbelt on you right there. Listen to this. They are 6-27-1 when trailing at halftime. Oh, I don't know. Where's the adjustments when you have to make them? That blew me away to see that stat, that they're 6-27-1 when trailing at halftime, which tells me opposing defenses are getting after this offense.
So I want to put this here. You're putting on the coach, and I don't want to put it on the coach. I want to go ahead and put it on 1, ownership, and 2, Kyler. That's the thing I'm putting it on, because you know what? In his contract was about studying. And if he takes it out, he's a leader. He's a leader on that field. And if he's not doing his job on that field or even off the field, the coach cannot be blamed anymore. I'm done them blaming the coach for what the players are doing and need to do. And I think that's the whole thing. I think that team follows Kyler's example, and that's where he's not studying, he's not doing his job to keep that team going. Look at Tom Brady. He snaps at those guys, he gets them going. He shows a quarterback leadership. You know that, Dan, as being a quarterback, and now you got me all fired up. You know that the quarterback is the leader on that field, and what they do off the field, the players follow. Like, you know what? You had them all cooking pasta. You had them all crafting when you were, playing. And that's the thing about it. So I don't know why they keep blaming the coach when it comes down to the players and ownership that needs to hold those guys, accountable.
Well, there's a lot of blame to go around. And Brad, the mantra of the National Football League, which is also the not for long league, we saw another firing this past week as Frank Reich of the Indianapolis Colts got let go. Yeah, how about that?
And they hire a guy who's never coached before.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday, former player who's in the Ring of Honor there in Indianapolis, took over. That is a whole nother show in itself, so we won't go down that road. You're right, to a point. Steve Keim, his fingerprints are all over this mess. There's the Cardinals. They can say a lot of injuries, offensive line's banged up, which it is. But Kyler Murray, for that kind of money, and what you're getting at, Brad, is, look, you've got to lead these guys no matter what the doldrums are with this team. But, the coaches win, players lose. But what we're seeing is lack of leadership, I feel, from Cliff Kingsbury to get this, just the little things straightened out. I mean, they happen over and over. So obviously there's something going on or not going on at practice that needs to be taken care of. Or I got to tell you, if I'm the head coach, I'm talking to my coaches, or I'm going to start making changes as the head coach. And on top of that, Vance Joseph's defenses have given up close to 1,300 yards of total offense the last 3 games. Again, according to K-State math, that's over 400 yards of total offense these last 3 games. Right now, it's broke. You've got 3 games. You've got the Rams, San Fran, and the LA Chargers, and then the bye. So there'll be a lot of wound licking at that bye week.
It will. Okay, we got to wrap it up here, but I want to go ahead. We're I guess say mid-season or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead to the Caesar betting app on your pick right now. Who do you think's coming to the Super Bowl?
Right now, as I look at it, I look at the Buffalo Bills. Not that I'm biased or anything. And I think right now the best team in the National Football League, NFC for sure, are the Philadelphia Eagles. So I got a little conundrum here, being a former Buffalo Bill. I look at the Bills or the Chiefs. I'm going to go with the Bills since you asked which team. And I look at the Philadelphia Eagles coming in, and I got the Bills finally winning a Super Bowl on their 5th try. So that's where I'm at. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, okay?
I like it. And, of course, where are you going to stick to that story at? Weekdays on 9, 10 a.m. Phoenix, Fox Sports?
Fox Sports 9, 10 every day, 1 to 4 at Roc and Manuch on the internet. You can go on there, or at QB Manuch if you want any more dialysis, analysis, paralysis, and any of the other cysts that's out there. I'll give it to you.
All right. Dan, thank you very much, man.
All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right.